blocks to see what Steve does. But maybe advantage will be just a little bit more in Falco's favor. Like he can contest a lot more with his jump, and obviously his combos last forever. So yeah, it's interesting to see.
Yeah, and one thing I think we're already seeing that Classic is doing is he's trying to go for these aerial challenges against Steve, just like that.
Right.
Challenge the mine cart and put him in a place where you can at least threaten him. Because the worst position to be in is where Zombie is right now. We're farming up iron resources. We're getting more of a way to set up a wall and eventually go for the home run with the diamond.
Right. Yeah.
So far, it's very team neutral so far. And
oh wow. Okay.
Okay.
I didn't realize it did that much. Okay, that's a good option.
That is an interaction I didn't expect. All right.
Right.
Continuing that combo, what a great string coming in from Classic. But what I want to see them do is utilize that frame 1 reflector more. That is, it almost feels invaluable against him, but unfortunately can't do anything laggy against Steve or you will get whacked with the sword.
That's the biggest mix-up. That's where you had to make all of your choices.
The mic. The mic. But yeah, again, I think Steve, there's definitely a way to try and punish him. Classic doing a great job jumping up, covering that back air because we've seen Zombie has this habit of placing that block just out of reach and kind of almost daring you to hit him.
Exactly, yeah. Maybe just being a little bit more aware that somebody could come up there, maybe get a little bit too comfortable.
Yeah, and I think that is definitely a thing that Classic can at least threaten. I like the idea of that anvil on the block because we've seen Classic has this idea of, look, I just got to get rid of this. I need to punish this option so that I can get some way to come in and pressure you, start my up air strings, and here we go, off to the races, just like we said.
Oh no.
Wow.
Yeah, and the momentum. I think he pushed himself into the blast zone right at the end.
Yeah, I mean, that was an absolutely brutal way to lose a stock.
Yeah, very unfortunate.
But not all hope is lost. Steve is at a kill percent, I think, for Falco to get something cheeky and end his life. But again, it's all about that resource clock and what does Steve have on deck. There's a diamond in the waiting.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
Here we go, looking. So right now, again, the high blocks from Zombie are just daring Classic to go high, and I think this is what he's trying to condition him into a decision where he can either land, he'll just call out an empty jump with the forward smash, or he catches him with like a down smash or maybe an up smash on that high block.
Yeah. Wow. And using the TNT right there. Oh, but good DI.
But
gonna
still
keep him in.
alive. Oh.
Okay.
Okay. So not totally lost for Classic. I think this is a great game for Classic to take in some information, figure out what the habit Zombie is trying to show you. We know he's going to approach with these mine carts continually.
Right. But I think that's the biggest mix-up that, like sometimes Classic's got the
Yeah.
Like sometimes he has like the right response to it, but it's something you just have to react to, because just bursting out of the side is something that Minecraft characters are really prone to do, I think. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. I can't hear anything.
It's a little soft, but
I can't hear anything, except.
But
that's not much better. But I mean, I can hear it like enough. I just can't hear very well.
Yeah, you're a little soft, but we'll figure that out as we go. There we go. So,
cool.
With Zombie banning stages, I think he's looking at the lower half, so he at least, don't let Falco go to Battlefield. I think that's a very hard and fast rule. We don't want him to go to the triplats, but I think Steve does have some shenanigans on a stage like Yoshi's. So you could bait that option open and leave the rest of the big stages open. So you play essentially into the hand. And I think this is almost exactly that type of decision making where, we now have Kalos 2.0, Crater Boogaloo, and so this is where I think we saw that Zombie was very passive to start this game. And I think Classic also took that same tempo. I'd like to see him kind of gear shift and lead the game off a little more defiantly.
Yeah, I'm interested to see how like Reflector interacts with Minecart before and after Steve leaves it. Because it can at least cover the ground when it does reflect, and maybe limit Zombie's options a little bit, because I feel in general Classic is opting to be aggressive towards it.
Yeah, it almost seems like he's trying to recklessly hit the shield. We've already seen that Zombie is totally out of iron at this point. Three anvils totally gone, and now if we're going for these laggy options to try and mess with the blocks, then the Zombie just has a free reign to try and start a combo with his just walking off the stage and then slamming.
Right.
But
it's those scenarios. Gotta just be really on point with your interactions with that, and Classic keeps getting caught.
Yeah, I think their Classic hasn't figured out a clean way to. Oh, that was
Okay.
a great conversion attempt from Classic. But Classic,
yeah.
like you said, still needs to figure out a way to deal with these mine carts and flirting with the edge of death.
I think that edge guard was super important, but it doesn't matter because he kept an advantage. I think that's an important thing to think about with Falco is that even if he doesn't get his confirms, he can still hold you at disadvantage, which is where, like, there you go. That seems a little bit more, that seems like a better choice than trying to maybe do forward airs and nairs. But
yeah, and I mean, right now I think Classic is taking the right idea. Look, Steve built essentially a fortress saying, I'm not going to play the game right now. Let him farm. It's fine. You still have a stock lead. There's a way for you to come back right now, but you have to pay attention with these high minecarts. He has the diamond sword now fully, so this is where the combos start becoming a real problem.
yeah, I mean, as long as he avoids some confirms and like just doesn't get hit by stray backers, maybe engaging is not it's not necessarily the worst option as long as he's like holding center stage, I think. But now we're back off the ledge. This could get a little bit tougher. Yeah, I don't know if the DI on that was the best.
I think that was a good idea from Zombie where they put this minecart on this platform right here, put the TNT down here, kind of baiting this like, you're not going to come at me, and eventually now I can just launch the minecart like he's been doing, continually under this area and forcing minecarts to just have Classic almost choose a button in disadvantage preemptively and then punish him for that.
Yep. Yeah, Zombie's been doing really well this stock. Despite losing at first, he's taken a very strong lead. Hasn't been touched much at all. Like Falco combos have just not been where they need to be. I think Classic's getting more like stray hits than anything.
Yeah, and I think Zombie also has just kind of figured out the next layer of Yomi, which is halting that illusion with the wall.
Right.
So then Classic is now essentially stop gated.
Yeah.
Just like that.
Yeah, that would definitely, trying to aggress jumping over it is exactly what Steve wants you to do. So yeah, very good reaction by Zombie.
Yeah, and you can't choose too many aggressive options under those blocks after you do spike Steve because Anvil is just a second away at any given moment. I like how Zombie is pressuring this shield using these kind of floating aerials and then immediately retreating, going for the very, very optimal option of just farming it out. But I think there needs to be a little bit more of a galvanizing force from Classic.
Okay, yeah, the backer's not going to be enough to steal it from center stage. 140%. Classic, yeah, he's just still not enough. Yeah, he needs to take the stock now with this advantage state. Yeah, kind of gives us stage control with that S smash, going for a hard read.
Well, I mean, you can go for a hard read. I think it's going to be a little bit harder for Classic to get a good confirm right now with the way that Zombie has set up. Yeah, okay, perfect.
Right.
So
very doable. Can definitely take this to a game 3. But Zombie could just decide he's done playing the game the way that Classic wants to. But right now, it's really hard for Classic to get much going when he's got his back to the blocks like that.
Right, and I think there is a problem when Classic doesn't get in on Zombie to start trying to force this decision.
Great bait. Like that was actually really clean. Like with that jump and then catching the roll in. Very well done.
And this is something we talked about a couple times throughout the course of this set where Zombie will condition Classic to say, okay, you can illusion onto stage, but no, I'm going to block you.
Right.
The wall isn't there. That signals to Classic. He's not going for that traditional punish, but now he just waits right above, drops the block, here's the anvil, punish.
Yeah, very smart. Very well done playing the long game like that.
Yeah, and I think there is definitely something to be said about how Zombie did play the game overall